Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of the DashCast. Today I'm here with my guest today, Flaaroni. How are you doing?
I am good.
Um, so you're actually you're an interesting one to talk about because you're not like majorly big like someone like Colin or Juniper or anyone like that, but you're still
Yeah,
there in the community. Like people know who you are. So
yeah.
it's
I think everyone to like some extent knows who I am.
yeah, even if they even if they've never watched your videos, they've probably at least heard your name before. Um,
Yeah, I'm in a weird place.
Yeah, I don't really think there's anyone else really in that sort of scenario, other than maybe
Yeah.
like I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and just get to the main topics. Firstly, most people know by now that you had a name prior to Flaaroni, and that was Herobrine.
Yes.
Where'd that name come from?
I I don't know. I was really into Minecraft at the time, and I thought Herobrine was real. I was one of those kids, so I just called myself Herobrine. Like, there's no real reasoning behind it.
All right.
Uh, I think that I had the name Flaaroni like way before that. I think I came up with that when I was like 4.
Oh, what's the story behind that then? Curious about that.
Oh, I've told it before, but what happened was I think it was either 4 or 5. I think it was 4, and I was at like my brother's like first birthday party because I have a little brother, and we were at like this fancy like Chinese restaurant, and I think we all had like name tags and stuff, and I put I think what happened? Like I think like my I didn't have one of those because like I was younger, so my uncle gave me his. So I wrote like Aaron on it, which is my real name, and then I think I put like FL before it, and then I put like an exclamation point, but the exclamation point was backwards. So my uncle was just like Floroni, and yeah, that's how I got it.
I was about to say, as soon as you said Aaron, I looked at your name like, wait a minute.
Yeah, yeah. People don't know that my real name is inside my username.
Dude, that's that's actually a pretty interesting story. For me, genuinely, my story is just I was a Dan TDM fan, so I based my name off his name. So
Yeah, I saw.
original.
I mean, yeah, I saw like a small amount of the Juniper podcast, and I saw you talk about it.
Yeah, yeah.
What does TRS stand for? I'm curious now.
It stands for the Ruby Sword. Since again, I wanted to base off Dan TDM and the TDM in his name stands for like the Diamond Minecart, and
Yeah, you're.
I thought, oh yeah, I need to think of something to have the things in my name stand for. And so I thought, rubies were initially meant to be in Minecraft. Let's use that.
I thought
Ooh.
you were. I thought it was referring to like a mod or something.
No, rubies were actually initially going to be in Minecraft, but from what I've heard, they were
Yeah,
replaced
yeah,
with emeralds because their
yeah.
ore replaces redstone ore, which makes sense.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're a Dan TDM fan.
yeah, exactly. Still kind of am. Like I'll like look see what he's doing every now and then, but I don't definitely don't watch him as much as I used to. But you know,
I
I
was
still
more of a.
do him.
I was more of like a Stampy guy.
Ah,
I love
Stampy.
Stampy.
I watched
I mean,
Stampy too. In fact, actually, I remember one day. I remember how, but I remember one day I found Stampy's Lovely World in the Minecraft tutorial world in Xbox
oh
360
my
edition.
god, same,
A lot of people don't know that's
same.
there. It's weird because I've told
Yeah,
everyone. They're like, "What is?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "No way."
yeah, same. I discovered that myself, and I was just like, wait, like what?
Yeah, that was cool. Um,
Came as like I don't know. I still respect Stampy to this day, though. Like I don't watch him, but I just respect what he does.
yeah, that's the same way I feel for Dan. You know, he shaped a lot of childhoods with Stampy and even like popular Mo's and people like that. So you know, it's nice to respect them. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of YouTubers, was there any, like did anything inspire you to create a YouTube channel?
Um, well, I mean, I made Minecraft videos when I first started. I guess Stampy was one of them. Who else did I watch at the time? I remember watching a lot of PewDiePie. Uh, a lot of like iBallistic Squid as well, because like there's kind of that same sphere. A lot of gaming YouTubers, I guess.
Yeah,
I do remember being like
a
I
lot of
remember being like inspired by PewDiePie a lot because like I play a lot of Flash games on my channel.
Flash games, yeah. I remember I would play Flash games like at school all the time. It was weird because
Yeah.
like my school had this it was really weird. They were like they didn't allow Roblox, but they allowed this website named Miniclip. But only sometimes. Only sometimes. They'd allow it on Fridays, but no other day. Every other day you can only go on like Cool Math, which yeah, the cool my school was the reason I discovered Cool Math. But
It's all
yeah.
they always allow cool math, don't they? They always
Yeah.
think it's full of educational games.
I mean, maybe, I don't
And
know.
they just think, yeah, they just think it's okay. I played a lot of like Bloons Tower Defense back in the day.
I played in terms of Flash games, I remember I'd play like the Impossible games sometimes. Or I'd play some of the Duck Lifes and a few like motocross games. Um
I don't know. I haven't heard those before. It was just all on cool math for me.
yeah, I played a bit of mini clip because again my school allowed it on Fridays, but yeah. Um in terms of my channel, I think you could probably just figure out who inspired my channel, judging by the whole DanTDM is the reason my name is this. Yeah, it was DanTDM.
Oh yeah.
I was a major DanTDM fan. Like, I remember one of the first levels I made in GD was an auto level using DanTDM's old theme song. It doesn't exist anymore. Sadly, I don't know why I deleted it, but there is still footage of it in like my first GD stream way back in the day. And I did
And
get
now
to
and
meet
now
him back in his show. If you remember, he did a tour in like 2017. I got to be part of one of the meet and greets. It was really cool.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now press start is in the main game.
Yeah, which I find kind of funny. I remember freaking watching that video initially when it came out when he played it, and I thought that was so cool because like, wow, he crossed over with Geometry Dash, kind of.
Yeah, people are gonna know more about press like when people think press start, people are gonna be there more from GD than Dan TDM now.
Honestly, you're kind of right, and that makes me feel sad.
Yeah.
Um, did you have any initial goals for your channel? Like, did you want to like hit as a subscriber milestone or like earn money from it or get a certain amount of views or something?
I don't know. I don't really remember. I remember when I first started YouTube, I thought it was gonna be like really easy. Yeah. I could
Yeah.
just upload Minecraft videos of me playing video games. And yeah, then I mean when reality set in, I think my goal was like 1,000.
1,000. Yeah, I remember back when I started. I initially started for fun, but I kind of knew. I wasn't one of those ignorant people who's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be so easy. All I have to do is upload videos and do whatever I want. No, I kind of already knew that you had to do certain things. Like you couldn't just do whatever you wanted. Which is why I still did what I wanted, but I kind of had back in my mind, yeah, if you want to make this your job, you can't just do whatever you want. Which eventually led to how I am now, which I makes just I do make content I like. That's part of my thing. I want to make content I enjoy. If I'm not making content I enjoy, then I'm not enjoying what I'm doing. But I still have to
Oh
make sure
yeah.
people want to watch it. So I can't just like record myself playing Beat Saber for an hour then upload to YouTube. No, that's people aren't going to want to watch that, and that's fine.
I I streamed that.
Yeah, I've thought about streaming Beat Saber. Problem is, I just don't really have a way of doing it on anything other than Facebook. And Facebook.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a real balance though, like with making content. I feel like I've seen myself at like both ends of the spectrum. Like I remember when I like during the peak of like how to build like I remember being like really burnt out, but then the views like kept on rolling in. And then now I feel like I'm just on the other end where I'm just like I only want to make what I want to make. I want to be proud of what I make, which is just really hard to do nowadays,
Yeah.
at least for me.
That's fair. It can be hard to make something you're proud of because I know if there's been several times where I'll make something I'm proud of, and then like a couple months later, I'll look back and I'd be like, "Why the fuck was I proud of that? That video was
Yeah.
bad." Like, remember, I made a
That's me
video.
with like
I made a joke video exposing Juniper. You know those joke exposals that like Mr. Uppy Jr. would make back in the day.
oh yeah.
I made one of those on Juniper and one on Nepesta, and for some reason when those came out, I was like really proud of them. Like, oh yeah, these are great videos. And
Well,
to this day, that exposing Juniper video is my most popular video of all time, with over 100,000 views. But I look back
oh
on
my
it,
god.
and I'm like, I hate this video. I hate it.
Of course.
It's not funny. It's not entertaining. It's just stupid.
Well, I mean, like compared to your other content, like it was probably good at the time.
Honestly, yeah, honestly, you're probably right. Because I'm pretty sure back then all I made was like demon completion videos, as well as like a few original stuff sprinkled in. Original in quotes, because I remember like a few of them was like, oh yeah, shooting stars meme. Oh, Nathaniel Bandy trigger parody video. Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. It's just like I want to keep topping myself because I always just I don't know, as you said, like I look a few months later from what I made and I'm just like I can do better than this. I can do better. And the next video keeps on getting better and I spend more time into it and then it's more demotivating. So it's just kind of that it's kind of an awful cycle.
Yeah, it's. I feel like it's more of like a thing where like it's not if you can do it, like because you know you can do pretty much anything. You can make an entire fully animated frame by frame movie about your channel if you really wanted to. Any of us could, but the question is, should you? Would you?
Yeah,
Would you
yeah.
mentally want to do it? And for stuff like that, it's no. That's just not reasonable. But
Yeah, I'm still trying to find what motivates me, I guess, as a content creator. I want to make a whole video about it, just about like just my mental state right now, because I think everyone deserves to hear about it.
yeah.
So I don't want to go into detail here, but yeah, I can relate.
I mean, most people
I
aren't
think
gonna see
I
this
think
video, so who cares, New channel, like 100 views on the last episode, so yeah, people are totally gonna see it.
I mean like you only I mean I think it's got potential. Like you only have 40 subs, so people are it has a reach at least,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, like, if this was on my old channel, if I still had my old channel, like, this would probably have hit like 1,000. The first episode would probably hit like 1,000 views by now. I'm willing to bet. But because
Yeah.
I'm shocked to hit 100 views already. Like, I would have expected because most people didn't subscribe to this channel. I would have expected to get like 50 views max, but like it hit 100 within the first day, which was honestly shocking to me. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think this series has got potential. Like, uh, I know, like, who was it? Like Aeon and EVW kind of tease the idea of starting a podcast, but everyone in this community is just too lazy to do it.
yeah, I remember I
Even
actually
though I
did want
know,
to start one back in the
even
day.
though I know,
Um,
yeah.
I I even had like a few transitions in mind that I made, which are really bad. Um, problem is called the Dasher podcast. Problem is, it was a completely different idea. The idea there was just I'm gonna talk about things happening in the community and drama, which hindsight was not a good idea in any way, shape, or form. Just in fact how this community interacts with drama, but. Yeah, I remember I did like one episode of someone, and that was it. I never did it ever again. Which, thank goodness, that was a bad
I
idea.
listened to I listened to this podcast called Trash Taste, and it has like three YouTubers that talk about anime and stuff. So it was originally going to be an anime podcast, but now all they do is just like screw around and like talk about food and then get mad over each other's opinions, and it's hilarious.
Honestly, yeah, I feel like this podcast have to get right eventually. It's eventually if you're gonna run out of people to talk to. Like, despite how big this community is, eventually you're gonna run out of people to talk to. Like, you're not like I'm not planning on making an episode on like uh this random guy who has like 2 followers on Twitter, like 1 subscriber on YouTube, and is beaten only like the Nightmare or something like that. Wouldn't be. Not only would that not be interesting, and not only would it be boring as hell, but just no one want to watch it. So I don't really want to do that. So eventually, you'd run out of
Yeah,
people. But yeah,
yeah. You can so you can like
we should
yeah
probably
you can like branch out and stuff.
yeah. We should probably get back on track.
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
um, so this around the time when like I think like around like less than a year before you made your Flaaroni channel, you started making JordanTRS videos on your Craft channel. How did you discover JordanTRS? I know a lot of people find it through school and like through like a classmate or something. So I'm just curious if you were the same way or not.
Yeah, it was the exact same way. I remember PewDiePie playing the Impossible game a long time ago, like that electric shock challenge video.
I never saw that. I didn't really watch much PewDiePie. I was more of like a Jacksepticeye and Markiplier fan.
Oh,
I didn't really watch PewDiePie. I guess I was under the
oh,
impression that
so
he was like a stupid idiot or something. Looking back, I was
he,
like,
he
yeah.
is.
Well, I mean,
He is.
I was thinking more like, oh, he's all about sex and horny, and he's a terrible person. But looking back,
I
I'm
mean,
like,
he's
huh.
yeah, he was, but he's more mature now, I feel.
Yeah,
I still watch him a
I could
lot.
tell. But I mean, I remember there's this one video I watched of him where he like got these like inflatable boobs or something, and
Yeah, I remember that.
I was watching like what?
The Weird Stuff Online series. So I mean about so with the electric shock challenge, basically what he did was every time he swore, he had to like up like this like shock like pet shocker thing to like
Oh,
five more volts and then shock himself. So that was how I discovered the Impossible game. And then there were some friends at school who said, "No, Geometry Dash is better." And then I was just like instantly hooked.
yeah. I could see that. I mean, in all accounts, Jump Touch is better than the Impossible game on all accounts. But yeah.
Yeah.
Um, for me, it was slightly different, and I feel like I'm telling this story a lot throughout this series, but yeah, I discovered it through a classmate at school who would bring his tablet to school every day, and he would have it on there, so he would play it sometimes. Um, Speaking of your Flaaroni channel, like I brought up earlier, was there a reason you made that channel and swapped over to that from your Hero Minecraft channel?
It was literally just because there were too many GD videos on Herobrine just too many like GD gameplays. Like that's literally the only reason why I made that channel.
So that you could have like a fresh start?
Yeah, that's literally it. Just so I could have a channel for the community and just post gameplays. Which I mean like the gameplays went nowhere.
Yeah,
So that was kind of useless.
there were already even at that time there were so many people making gameplay videos, so there's no point doing that because nope, there's already enough of them. It was
Oh
oversaturated.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess old you didn't realize privating videos is a thing.
Oh what? Sorry.
I guess old you didn't realize privating videos is a thing.
Oh yeah, that exists too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I remember I used it a couple times on some videos. I remember I made a layout using at the speed of light, and I hated it so much. I ended up privating it because I just hated it that much. And like it was like one of my most
It's
popular
at the speed of
videos.
light.
It was
Oh, I mean it is at the speed of light.
true, but it was a terrible layout, really terrible. But
The song's annoying too. I find most GD music annoying nowadays, but
oh,
like at the
that's
speed
fair.
of light, I just can't.
I mean, I personally really like the song, but I can see how someone would find songs that annoying. I mean,
Yeah.
my dad like listened to dubstep once, like listened to Ruckus song. He's like, "This isn't music." I'm like, "Dude, well," but yeah, I
I
could
feel
see
the
that.
same way about Ruckus now.
Eh,
I think Ruckus is obnoxious.
I think he's more of like an innovator than anything. Like he was influential in a lot of ways. Whether you like him or not, you know, if it weren't for him, Nine
That is
Circles would
true.
not exist, and we all know how influential Nine Circles was.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess I'm gonna sound pretentious here because like I produce music and stuff.
Yeah, I was
Or
good.
I mean I at least attempt to.
Yeah,
But like
I
I
will
don't
say
know.
I'm gonna ask you questions about that later on. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I find Ruckus's drops to be pretty generic personally, but that's just me. I
Okay.
like his use of like pianos, but like it's the only praise I can really give him.
All right. Um, was there a reason for why you swapped to strictly Jam Touch content? Because I noticed going through your old channel, like you mainly did like you were more of like a variety channel. Like you not only did Minecraft, but you did some like Flash games, and you played some other stuff. But then it's on your Flaaroni channel when you started, you were just Geobchash. So I wanted to know was if there was a reasoning for that, or if you were just like, oh yeah, so I'm gonna have two channels now. This one's be for random stuff. This one's be for Geobchash.
Uh it was a more of a gradual shift, if anything.
The Flaaroni channel,
I'm
the Flame
I
channel's creation just came at the time where you had decided you're pretty much just gonna be Geobchash. So it was just more of like just good timing.
Yeah, I made a video, like a scripted video where I talked about like levels that push the limits, and that's still like one of my most popular videos today. Like I think it's at like 1 million views. And then I made a video on how to make like a feature worthy level. It's a bad video, don't watch it. But those videos like blew up. So that was part of it.
Yeah,
And I remember when those became big, I still wanted to like make Herobrine Craft videos, but then I realized this just isn't productive. I'm just gonna make this like my second channel.
yeah,
Just post random gameplays and stuff. I don't know.
yeah.
And I still do.
I know for me, I started a second channel. I know some people who like one of my friends named Bendy Kid. He had a main channel and a second channel, his second channel ended up getting more popular than his main channel because he made these levels on Five Nights at Freddy's, which got really, really popular. Which, to be fair, they are pretty good levels. They are, and both of them are actually rated. I think, which yeah, that was cool. But so yeah, I feel like it's kind of the same where they were like Herobrine was like a first one, and then it sort of just went off to the side. It became your second as
Yeah.
you went on. Um,
Yeah, it's really just the same story for me, wasn't it?
yeah, for me,
Right where my second channels became more popular.
yeah, for me, I feel like it wasn't so much a gradual thing. It was more of a I was forced to go this way because when your Google is disabled, you don't really have a choice other than making a new channel. So I was kind of like, well, I can't access my old channel anymore, so I guess it's my old channel now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, but you brought up some of your scripted videos from back in the day, and I want to bring up your brief history series. I wanted to know, like, if anything inspired that, because I know there's a series by someone else named Ferret who called A Brief History, and I was curious if that inspired you, if it was just coincidental naming.
Yeah, I remember watching Foot of a Ferret a lot, but that wasn't the reason why. Uh, I think it was more because of C's Legends series, because that was like really big back in the day, and I was like, oh, I could do this as well.
I mean, fair. I mean, honestly, uh, C actually inspired my favorite video I've ever made, which was a video I made on Killbot and Requiem, which to this, like, it came out, like, last year. Like, I think it's about to hit, like, its year. It might already be over a year old, but I remember when I released that, that was my favorite video I'd ever made. And it still is. I'm still very proud of it. It's probably, like, the only exception to the whole you make a video you're proud of later on, you look back, you're like, I don't like that video. It's like the only exception for me because I still am really proud of that video. But
Yeah, C was like a huge inspiration for me, and I think a lot of other content creators. I don't think his content holds up that much now, but that's just me. I think we have better content nowadays. Like ever since C left, I just started realizing that like there's better GD content out there.
I mean that's fair. But I feel like personally his because I think he did do a lot of research for his things. So I didn't really focus on like the visuals or anything. That wasn't my. I don't think that was the focus. The focus was more on the information that was being given. So you weren't. It's sort of like a podcast in a way where it's like you aren't watching the podcast. You're listening to the podcast, and it's sort of the same way for C videos. You aren't watching them. You're listening to them. Sure, he'll like show us
Yeah.
glitch every now and then, but you're mainly listening to it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean that in that case, like, why make a video if you're not really taking advantage of like the visual
I
part
mean,
of it?
because YouTube was like the main part of visual of like content back then. If you put something on Spotify, you're not really like I don't think if Sia just uploaded stuff to like Spotify, I don't think he'd become nearly as popular. It like
Yeah, that's true.
YouTube was like the go-to place for stuff like that back then, and even now I think. But yeah.
Yeah, for the time, he was pretty great. He was very influential for his time.
Um, in early you brought up your music earlier. Here it comes in. In early 2018 you started making your own music. Was this always a hobby of yours, or was it just something you wanted to try?
It actually always was. I think I started playing piano since I was 4.
Really?
And I never took it super seriously. Like I just practiced for like half an hour every day, or like a few times a day, depending on how interested I was. And I stopped around like last year, I think.
Oh.
So I've always been very interested in music. I've always been a very musical person. So I like getting into like production was kind of inevitable for me. Because I listen to like a lot of EDM music just very casually.
All right. For me, I have also, elementary school you always take music, but in eighth grade I took chorus, and I remember having a lot of fun with that, and I've wanted to make music. My problem is I'm not good at it. Like I can never like figure out the best instruments to use, or like I can't really get like beats and melodies to work well together. I don't.
I'm
I
still not.
like. I don't think I'm
Oh,
like. Here's the thing. Like they always like clash. I'm like, nope, I'm done, and I just quit. Like as soon as I start.
I took band in middle school. I hated it. I played clarinet. Took
Neat.
1 year of that, and I just stopped. No, 2 years, and I just stopped.
I mean, band. I can't speak on how band is because I never took band. I only took chorus one year, and I was in 8th grade, so it wasn't like I could take another year. But one of my friends did take band. I don't know what he thought of it. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, back to like production. Like, I don't consider myself to be like too good at production. I mean, I know like music theory and stuff. I've always been into music theory, so like the melodies and stuff and like the arrangement are I'd say are my strengths. But I'm just not good at making sounds, as you said.
yeah.
Um, have you seen Andrew Huang's video where he, like it was like learn music theory in half an hour?
No, but I do remember this weird video that's sort of similar. It was like learn some language in like 5 minutes. No scam, and that kind of reminded me of that. I don't know. That might be weird.
Uh, I mean, I recommend checking it out. He learns like he teaches he kind of talks about like the basics of music theory. And he talked about like exercises to like get the concepts into your head.
All
So
right,
yeah, I think that's worth checking out.
all
And
right,
Andrew Huang's great. Like he talks about theory a lot.
all right. Um, it was around that time that you started your building like series. Um, why did you end up creating that?
I don't know. I remember I made a video where I taught where it was like kind of a joke, like kind of like half satire, half not, where I talked about like how to build an extreme demon, and that's like still my most popular video on my channel. And so after that, I decided to be like, what if I do how to build like Dansmen, how to build like lemons? So I made those, and those also blew up. So I mean, yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. Um, I I remember I remember I told you about this. I made a dance styled level. I did not use your tutorial. I
Yeah,
I
yeah,
more
I could
so
tell.
I more so looked at like Dansman's levels and sort of tried to think, what like I tried to think of like block designs and deco that would fit in his levels. Which honestly I think was a blessing and a curse. Like a blessing in terms of like, oh yeah, that works. But a curse in terms of I think I did it too well to the point where it looked like I just stole it from the levels, which wasn't the case. I think
Oh yeah.
yeah, which is it's a really hard line to not cross. You want to make it look faithful, but at the same time not too faithful to the point where it looks like you're stealing. And
Yeah, I had that like same problem when building like the how to build likes. Like I remember like as you said, I look at the levels. I sometimes worry if it's too much or I mean like all my how to build likes are all worse than the actual creator. Like
well,
let's be honest here.
yeah, I mean that's fair. You talked to the guy who made Emoji Pop, I think it was called, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. Yeah.
Yep.
I will say for you, I
Emoji
feel
movie
like
reference.
yeah. Oh my god, I just realized that was around the time the Emoji movie came out.
Yep. Don't
Okay.
remind me.
Yeah. Don't remind me that movie is this either. That movie was bad.
Worst movie of all time.
Yeah. Um. Around that time, actually, later on, you made the combining creator style series. I'm curious if the building like series influenced the creation of the combining creator style series, or if that was just like a thing you just thought of independently.
I don't really know where that came from. Uh I'm trying to think of where it came from. I can't. I don't know. I might have seen like I mean I remember watching a lot of like music related videos back in the day, and I think there was this guy who did like I think they combined like the singing of one person with like a genre of another type, and I think that might have influenced it. I'm probably wrong though. I guess it was just an idea that popped into my head. I made a few streams. Uh, I realized that it was going to be a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, so I just separated into three parts. Uh, and that's basically just how it came to be.
Hmm.
I'm not proud of how to build like in combining creator styles. I wanna make that known right now.
I mean, I would have already assumed so, judging by the fact you were like, oh yeah, my stuff was way worse than the original creators, which kind of
Oh
implies,
yeah.
yeah, I'm not proud of that stuff. It's bad. Don't look at it. Yeah. Um.
Yeah, it's sad though, because like I mean, we've talked about it before, but it just kind of sucks how like
Most
people
people know
still
you for
kind of
that.
know me. Yeah, most people know me for those videos, and I think they'll continue knowing it and just know that I have other videos that are
Better.
miles better.
Yeah.
Yeah, miles better than that.
I feel like that's just how this community is. Like, if you look at like You're known for those videos. The Pest is known as the Keenest Man or Speedrun Man. Juniper is the girl. You know,
Yeah.
Lake is Lake. Guitar
She's
is
like
guitar.
she's the Pride creator.
Yeah,
She's known mostly for Pride.
yeah. Guitar is the Spanish guy. Like everyone just has
The
like these
Vamos
very
man.
yeah. He's like everyone has like very basic descriptions that people give them. Like I guess just because it's easier to identify people with, but at the same time it can be really demotivating because people don't want to be known for one thing. Like I remember I'm into wrestling, not new stuff, but like the older WWE stuff, like the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. Mick Foley was talking about how in an interview where he was talking about his Hell in a Cell match against the Undertaker, which in case you don't know, he was thrown off the cage and then thrown into the cage. It's infamous, very famous match. He originally really hated it because he brought up how every single time someone would come up and talk to him, they'd always ask him about the match. They'd always talk to him about the match. He was just known as the guy who was in the match, and he hated it. But
Yeah,
he
that's what he's known
eventually,
for.
however, he did eventually have like the realization that maybe that's not a bad thing, and he ended up and he eventually learned to embrace it. Like, although to be fair, that was like 20 years later, but still. And honestly, that kind of feeds this whole point where it's like people aren't ever gonna change; they're always gonna see you that way. So, like, no matter how much you ask them to stop, they're not going to stop because there's always gonna be like, even if it's like everyone's super respectful and as soon as they see a message, they'll stop. There's always gonna be like that one person who doesn't see the message and never will. So, you know,
The only like knowledge from wrestling I know is from Super Eye Patch Wolf.
oh yeah, him. I remember I watched his two video. I think he made three. I watched two of them. The one on the Undertaker and one on why they liked wrestling. Which yeah, Undertaker is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and I do agree with those videos. Those are actually really good videos.
I saw his one on heels, which I thought was interesting. Like
Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet.
I don't know. He talked about like storytelling in wrestling, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
for
It's
me,
something I feel like it's something I could get into, but like I don't know. I don't have the time to.
yeah, for me, I remember like because I don't have to watch it, but I know that like people back in like the '60s, like heels were so like people thought wrestling was real. So like if you were a heel and people hated you, they would want to murder you. Like they hated you that much, they would genuinely want to murder you. So, so
Yeah,
like
that's what.
like genuinely, like I remember reading in a book someone like I think his name is Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper. He brought up how like when his time as a heel, restaurants would refuse to serve him because he was a heel and people hated him. They were like, "Oh, I don't
Oh my
like you. We
god.
refuse to serve you."
Shall we explain what a heel is?
Heelers are bad guys. Faces are good guys. There you go. There's your explanation.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
basically.
yeah.
But you
Um,
have to like do something to make them
yeah.
hate you, like personality wise.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah, but I
because
mean it's really just
it's just
what.
I said of course. Like that's you can't just be a bad guy by just saying, "Oh yeah, guys, I'm a bad guy." Because people hate you. No, you can't just you have to do something to make them hate you. Just like how
Yeah.
just like how a face has to do something to make people like them.
Yeah.
But yeah. Um we need to get back on track. I feel like this is making
Yeah.
for an entertaining conversation, but a really
Oh
bad
yeah.
interview. But
Oh yeah.
but I'm okay with that. I'm okay
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
I just want this to be entertaining and to have people, learn new stuff. Like, so even if we're going, really off the course, it still works because it's entertaining and people are learning stuff.
Oh yeah, I like going off the course,
Yeah,
if I'm being honest.
I think I just suck at getting back on course. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
let's get back on course.
Okay.
uh, so you brought up the top 10, some of your top 10 videos. You brought up the top 10 levels that push the boundaries, and another one I forgot exactly which one you brought up. Um, are you particularly proud of those, or or are those like the building series where you're just like, I hate those?
Yeah, it's the same thing. I
That's fair.
think I was proud of them for their time. Not anymore. I think the disappointing videos, like disappointing levels video I made, don't watch that. It was horribly researched. I put Master Game at number 9.
What?
What was wrong with me back then? I remember Sir Punch commented and was like, I spent this amount of time and then only for it to be put in this video, Epic Victory Royale. Don't
Dude,
watch that video. It is awful.
Dude. That... Okay, and I thought I thought me not liking Future Funk 2 was a bad opinion.
Uh,
Okay.
I swear my takes are arguably better now.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I at least have a reason to believe
Okay.
what I think.
Here's the thing. If someone said that nowadays and seriously thought it, they would be burnt at the stake. Like people would want.
Oh
No,
yeah,
wait. If you no saying that would make them a heel. That would be how you make a. That's how you become a heel. You just say, "I
yeah, yeah,
hate Master Game. It sucks. It was super disappointing. People want to murder you now." There you go.
yeah. I know.
Um.
Especially with Twitter now. I felt like the community wasn't as toxic back then. It is way more toxic
Yeah.
now.
I mean, this community. I don't know what happened to this community. I honestly really wish I joined this community earlier. But
Yeah.
um, how is your mindset?
I'm.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I miss when 1.9 back when things were so much more simple and everyone like knew each other.
Yeah, I that was around the time I think I wanted to join the community, but my mom was like, I was like, hey mom, can you buy me Geom Chess? She's like, sure. Hey mom, it's been a
Oh yeah.
month. Can you buy me Geom Chess? Yeah, I'm getting to it. Mom,
Oh yeah.
it's
You
been
talked
like a
about it in
year.
the.
Yeah, I brought that up. Yeah.
You brought it up and you pirated GD. Do you
Yeah,
still have
yeah.
it pirated?
No, that tablet. I don't remember how, but I think like it got like water damaged or something. Like I think like one day I brought it into the shower with me for some reason. I don't know why.
Why?
I just did, and obviously it broke because tablets aren't meant to be in the shower.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
god.
I don't know. I was a dumb
I'm
kid.
so self-conscious. I'm like so self-conscious about it because like whenever I like go into like any body of water, I just assume my phone is there even though I know I've taken it out.
I'm still
And
the
I'm just
same
like,
way.
oh no.
Except I'm not self-conscious about that. I'm more self-conscious of okay, I am super paranoid of breaking something. Like,
Yeah. I mean
like
I drowned my phone once.
I just had the idea of you like pushing your phone down the water, like forcing it down, like you know how like people like drown each other? Yeah, I was thinking of like that, but instead of drowning a person, you're drowning a phone. Oh my
No,
god.
no, no.
I,
Oh,
I
oh, when
I
I
know
said I
that's not
drowned it.
I
Oh.
know that's not what you meant, but I just thought of that. I thought that was funny.
Oh,
Um
I waterboarded it. I see.
yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I just accidentally brought it into salty water. Like
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, I figured. Um how do you view yourself in the geometry community? Like, do you see yourself as a community figure, or do you just see yourself as like another player, just a random player who just plays the game?
I don't know. I've never really thought about that. Um, I mean, I'm just a guy, really. Just a guy who makes videos. I've never thought of myself as like a figure.
Well, I mean,
Um,
that's genuinely what, literally, that's literally what all of the GD YouTube community is. It's just people who make videos. That's literally all they are. They're not
yeah.
god. We're not gods. We're not like the president of the United States. No, we're just people who make videos. Like,
I mean, there are people who don't really realize that,
yeah,
and like I find it really annoying when like I reply to someone and there's like, "Oh my God, Flaaroni replied" and stuff. Like,
I feel like
why?
I feel like
I'm
the
just a
reasoning
guy.
I feel like the reasoning for that is simply because some people view it as like an honor to have someone view them, because I know that there's a lot of content creators who it's kind of rare to see them comment or reply to something. Like I know like Nepesta it like
Oh
is
yeah.
so rare for you to see like to like have him reply to something, especially in like DM or something. So like if you make something and he replies, it's more of like a shock than anything. But there are fanboys out there, don't get me wrong. But I know, like, people like me, I'm not sure I might have been like that back then where I was just a fanboy, because I remember seeing a few things I did back then, which, looking back, I was like, ugh. Like, I remember for some reason, would, like, tag Juniper and Colin to join my streams a couple times on Twitter, like, years ago. And, like, looking back,
Yeah,
I felt so bad for it.
that's just not how it works.
I mean, they did join, which makes me feel worse because I feel like I wasted their time. Because I just showed them like, oh wow, I made paper graph version of your icons. Like I could have just tweeted. I genuinely could have just tweeted that out and tagged them. There's no point to bring them into my stream to show them that. There was no
Yeah,
point.
just just calling them out, making it public.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't change that now. Um,
I don't know. I think Nepesta's fan base is especially like very rabid. Like I remember like one time like Nepesta like on Twitter, I think he said that he won't be joining Omegle Night just because there are people out there who are just gonna like who would just like skip everyone just so they could get a chance at seeing Nepesta. And he said that really pissed him off.
well, I mean that was always how Omegle Night was. Like I remember even on the first Omegle Night that was a problem. People would just
Yeah.
constantly skip each other because I want to see Husey or I want to see Dansman or C or this person that person. It's like that's not the point of the event.
Yeah, I
Although
was just gonna say you're missing the entire point.
yeah, the point of the event is not to talk to famous people. The point of the event is to bring the community together and meet new people. And people just didn't get that. So yeah,
I mean, there were some people. I mean, there were some people who did. I mean, I can't really say
I
because
got it.
like I'm somewhat known.
Yeah, I got it. Like, sure, I had people I wanted to see. Like, I wanted to see Danceman in the past, and
I saw Dan.
yeah, I actually got to see both of them, and I still have the clips of those, and both of them are really funny. I might show you them after the podcast, but they were really funny. But that's not my focus. In fact, both times it was right at the end of when I was doing it. Like right before I was about to leave, I met both of them in both times. So they weren't my focus. It was just like a thing in the back of my head. Like, it'd be nice if I saw them.
Yeah, and that should be with everyone,
Yeah,
honestly. Like, just meet new people,
yeah,
talk to people who are into GD. You don't get that chance very often, anyways.
yeah.
At least for me, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I feel like the problem is just that a lot of popular, figureheads, not even just in the G community, but in online communities, it's hard to talk to them. Like, if you want
I
to,
know.
here's the thing, I genuinely would like to talk to someone like Tech or like Nepesta or even like EVW because I think, not because they're popular, because I think they generally are nice people I think I'd have a good time talking to. The problem is it's so hard to get in contact with them. So having an event like that, it's like the
Yeah,
one time you can do that. It's sort of like a
that is true.
it's sort of like a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's like, oh, well, you see, obviously you're gonna get flooded with comments a lot of times, so it makes sense to not really respond to something like that. But on the other hand, the few times you do public events like that, you're gonna get flooded a lot more than you would otherwise because people genuinely want to talk to you because you can't do any other way.
EBW especially though, he seems like a cool guy.
Yeah,
Like
especially.
I could see me do like a 2 hour podcast thing like what Aeon did. But like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
He's you can tell he like genuinely enjoys what he does, which I
yeah.
appreciate.
Especially if like his thumbnails, like they don't come off as fake to me. They just feel like he's having fun making them. Like it's like
Oh
let's
yeah.
make them as silly as possible, and I mean it succeeds. Especially if it's freaking stream thumbnails, like freaking like oh yeah, let's become a Smurf. Let's make my skin blue.
I mean, I know there are people in the community who like don't like him because his content's repetitive and stuff. And I mean, I feel the same way, but I think just his personality, like that's what you watch him
Mhm.
for, his personality.
Yeah, and also I feel like it's not really his fault because I I from personal experience know it is super hard coming up with ideas for videos and streams in the GD community. Like it's so hard. Like I genuinely don't understand how people came up with like the demon roulette or like recent level bingo or like the hardcore challenge or anything like that. Like I literally have
Matt Mart.
yeah, Matt Mart, yeah. He made that. In fact, I'm actually gonna spoiler alert, he's gonna be one of the future guests of the show. Forgot to say that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But I like genuinely I remember there's been times where I'll just like sit down and try to think of an idea for like hours, and the best I could come up with is like I can look through the recent section.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know.
it's so hard.
I try not to. Yeah, I try not to like force myself to come up with ideas. I find that just impossible to do. Like even like during school, like when I had to like write an essay or write a story, I just found that impossible. Uh, but so like whenever I make a video now, I just talk about whatever I'm interested in. Like that's really about it.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, what would you say you're the most proud of? Like, it doesn't. I'm not even just talking like, are there any videos you're proud of? Like, is there anything you've made or done that you're really proud of? It could be on
Oh,
Twitter.
just like in life.
Yeah, it could be in general. Just in this
Huh.
in this community, at least I'd say, because I'm willing to bet. Literally, I like none of these questions have been personal. Just it would be kind of weird to be like, oh yeah, by the way, what's your proudest moment in life. Did you get
Oh
that? Did
yeah,
you get
yeah.
did you get an S plus on the final in exams? I just realized there aren't S's in exams. I'm stupid.
Yeah, you get that from Osu
Yeah, Osu
or
and like freaking like it's weird. Like all games, like a ton of games, like they always use S, but like literally nothing else uses S. Like grading systems don't use S. Don't use S.
yeah, they're ranks. I don't know. So, I don't know. It's hard to think about something that I've been proud of because I'm like I just don't find myself proud of like anything I make anymore, which I find just
You're
really
very self-critical.
demotivating.
You're very self-critical.
Yeah, I'm very self-critical,
I
and I
am
really need to
too.
stop doing that.
I am
I
too.
think I need to stop. Yeah,
The thing
and
with me,
I think it's. Oh,
sorry,
sorry.
I'll let you go. I'll let you
Oh, I think what really sucks is just that I have a lot of people watching me, and I think that realization hit like a year ago, and I don't know. It's just hard. I'm still realizing now that I can't please everyone,
Yeah, and that's
and at some point you just have to stop caring what people think and just make stuff.
yeah, that's something we touched on in the Juniper one where, it's like no matter what you do, there are always these people who say that your content sucks or that you're only famous because you're a girl or because you made that one video like 5 years ago. There's always gonna
Oh
be those
yeah,
people. You can't. It's not possible to please them. Whether it be a troll or someone just genuinely doesn't like you, it's not possible. You just have to learn to that as long as you're making content you enjoy and as long as you believe what you're making is good, then you're fine.
yeah, I know, and I think I've seen like Juniper, like as you said,
Mhm.
uh, like you can tell she's definitely experienced that. I saw like her twit longers on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, and
But,
I've dealt
but
with
you
that a
can.
lot too. Like I remember earlier this year, uh people for some reason were like they really didn't like me on JD Twitter for some reason this year. I think things have really cooled off by now. But back
Oh
then
yeah,
people hated me on GD Twitter and like it wasn't because I made bad content, it's just because he's a bad person. And by bad person, we mean he has shit opinions and he's annoying and yeah, he sucks. He said burn in hell, which yeah, toxic community like
I
you brought up
remember
earlier.
that.
But I remember
I
there
remember
was
when all that went
yeah,
down.
I remember there's a few people who there's this one gif I remember where it was like a cat. I think it was like a crying cat, and it said like and like there was text saying he was forced to watch JordanTRS, and I remember seeing that and like feeling really hurt because like there was no need to go after my content. My content wasn't the reason people were hating on me. And just seeing just someone out of the blue just say something like that just really hurt because I was proud of my content. Still am. I'm proud of how far I've been able to make it to the point where I was monetized. I can earn money through Twitch. I have met enough. I've because content creating is not just about please people. It's also about like just the experience. Because content creating has allowed me to meet more people than I ever would have been before. Like if I never made content, I probably would have never been able to talk to Juniper because I've never edited for her. Colon, I'm not sure. We might have ended up talking eventually. I'm not sure. But, like, Pig definitely, because he raided me, and that's how we met. So, literally, that would have never happened. Like, there's so many people, like, just, content creation is important, and I took great pride in that, so it
Oh,
really did
funny
hurt.
story. Oh, funny story. Back when I was like when I like started streaming, like when Flaaroni was like first a thing, Pig also rated me, and then I ended the stream
Why? Wait,
because I just happened because I was streaming for a long time. I just happened
oh.
to. It was just at that time where I like ended the stream, and
Aw,
then
that
Pig just
sucks.
happened to raid me during that time.
That's funny. Um,
I feel so bad for him.
No, okay. If you want to feel bad for someone, one of my friends, his name is Savage Chris. He was streaming on YouTube once, and forgot exactly who rated. I think Nepesto rated him. Is either Nepesto or Technical? One of the two. Or it might have been Jeeper. I'm not sure. It's one of the three. And literally right after he got rated, his stream crashed.
Oh
Like
my
his crashed.
god.
And then he did come back, but then like he was celebrating too loud. So his mom came in and told him to end the stream and get off the computer. So he had to go anyways.
Uh, yeah, I've had similar issues with like the stream crashing because my
Yeah.
Wi-Fi here is terrible. It's holding up now because I have Ethernet, but my Wi-Fi here is terrible.
Yeah, I've had internet
Um,
problems before. It can suck.
I
Um,
was also gonna say like on Twitter. I had a similar issue with with like people insulting my content. I'm not gonna talk about it too much. Uh, but I think like at one point, I'll 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 have everyone know right now that I am not a fan of Alias. Uh,
Oh.
but but what happened? Yeah, but what happened was I screenshotted one of his community posts that said comment the funniest joke you know, and I said your content, and that's still like the most liked thing I post on Twitter, and everyone came and just like cherry picked my content and said it's not like you're like let's see you do better than
Okay.
this.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. With Alias, I don't think he's as bad as people make him out to be, but I will say some of his content's really bad. Like I remember I made if you remember if you ever saw the GD Hunger Games video I made, I put a little gag in there about Alias because when I introduced him, I put a little gag in there about his blank but it has a million objects videos. And I did that for Bloodlust. I'm not sure if it was very obvious that that was, but that was what the joke was. It was I was poking fun at the fact he made that series because I even made a joke video about that where I freaking made like a Clutterfunk but as ADK objects or something.
Yeah,
But yeah, I will say
it's weird though, isn't it? Because
I've,
like
I don't know him
oh, what
personally.
was it?
I don't know him personally, so I can't really speak on his like personality, who he is as a person. But I personally like his content is a bit overhated. A bit. Like I'm not gonna say, oh, yeah, he's the best content creator ever, but a bit overhated. Like I think personally the 5 reviews are actually pretty creative because I don't think anyone has ever thought about doing that for geometry. And he was like, oh yeah,
I did, and I was just like, no, this idea is terrible. I'm not gonna do it. And then Alias made like 5 videos on Fiverr.
oh he made 5.
It was around 5. He was like most expensive GD level, cheapest GD level. Dexa was also created on Fiverr, so I think that's 4.
I thought the Dexo video was the only one.
No, he made 4.
Okay,
I don't know. I don't
never
like
mind then.
his content isn't the worst. I mean, even though I complain about it a lot on Twitter, I don't think he's the worst content creator out there. Uh, and I will say I am somewhat surprised by just how hated he is on Twitter. Like whenever he posts a video, you have people who just like break down every little thing.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone deserves that treatment.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people in this community who are overhated. Like, even Nepesta and Juniper, I'd say. Like, Nepesta, people hate him because, oh no, he shared an opinion.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that happens like all the
yeah,
time.
and I hate that because it's like, it's not his fault. His community refuses to listen to him saying, hey, don't harass people because of my opinions. Don't all of a sudden absorb my opinions because they're my opinions. And, like, people ignore him, and then for some reason it's his fault when, like, oh no, like,
It's definitely more his fan base. His fan base is so
yeah,
toxic. They just have like they just think he's like
some god.
they think he's like yeah, they just think he's like right about everything. So they just agree with everything he says.
Yeah,
Like with like Epsilon especially, I think a lot of people said that everyone started hating Epsilon because Nepesta said they didn't like Epsilon.
yeah, like that made no sense because people before that really liked Epsilon, and then the dog even brought up in the video where like you showed a bunch of the, the comments, not comments, descriptions like the tech and like not Nepesta, Nexus and like I think Durami might have been there, but they're all like, oh yeah, this is a really fun level, it's really good, and it just all of a sudden when he made the thing like, oh yeah, everyone hates it now, like okay, if it was something like, oh, he brought up stuff that made people realize that was a bad level, yeah, sure, but that he didn't really do that, yet people all of a sudden still act the same way, like.
I don't know. I just wish people could think for themselves more in
Yeah,
this community
yeah, exactly.
because people just tend to like gravitate to like whoever I don't know, just whoever they're fans of.
And that's the problem with like drama too, because like as soon as someone is accused of something, no matter how hard they defend themselves, someone is always gonna bring that up against them, even if it's entirely false. Like I know people like people still bring up the thing up in Xylonox, which I think is stupid because it's like, oh, you see, he's a pedophile. Except not really, because he was flat out lied to about their age. So how is that his fault? Yet people
Oh wait,
still,
that happened?
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know about that. I haven't
He
been
was dating someone and drew porn of them, and he was under the assumption they were of age, but because they told him that they were of age and told him their exact age. But spoiler alert, they were lying, and that somehow it was Xylonox's fault. which makes no sense because he asked for his age and he was told he was of age. So how is that his fault? If anything, it's
Yeah,
the other person's fault for lying.
I haven't been like too caught up with the community, to be honest. Like
Yeah,
over like the last 3 weeks, like my Twitter account got suspended,
yeah.
uh, because I told Lori to
Well,
follow me or die.
well. To be fair, that this happened like around the time Zalnox was transitioning from GD to Minecraft. This wasn't
Oh,
recent.
okay.
This is years ago. But like even nowadays, sometimes I'll see someone bring that up. I'm like, dude, come on, like, ugh.
Yeah, I think I've seen people bring that up as well.
Um,
I don't know. I might be mistaken, but
yeah,
I've heard about it,
yeah.
but I didn't
Um,
know the details.
all right, we're reaching the final like three questions. Have you ever viewed YouTube as a job, or do you just view it as like a hobby?
Well, I mean, we've talked about it like previously, and I think I've seen myself at like both sides of the spectrum. I think I viewed it as a job like a few years ago, back when I made like the top tens and the how to build likes. I just made whatever like got views and stuff. But now I view it like way more as a hobby, and I just want to just make myself make things I see myself proud as. To like, I worded that horribly,
I
but I
get
want
what
to
you're
be proud
saying.
of what I make.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
You're
I
saying
want to be. I want to be proud of what I make.
you don't want to make stuff simply because it gets views. You want to make stuff because you're proud of it, and you don't really care what
Yeah,
people think. Um, for me, I'm sort of in the middle. Where like, the part of the reason why I made my channel is because I wanted to do it as a job. But the reason I wanted to do it as a job is because I enjoyed doing it. Like, if I didn't enjoy making videos, I would not have made my channel because I only ever wanted to do it because I enjoyed doing it. And so I view it sort of like in the middle. Like, I view it as a job because, yeah, I want this to be my job. That's my future goal. But the reason I want it to be my job is because I enjoy doing it. So and that's something I don't really understand with people. Like, people don't understand that you can do something for the money, but also do it because you enjoy doing it. Like, not everyone who does it for the money is money hungry. Sometimes they do it for the money because, oh, I'm doing it for money because not only does it pay well, but also it's something I enjoy doing. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but for some people, it's just, oh, you do it partially for the money? How dare you, money hungry son of a bitch! Like, yeah, it's
I
stupid.
remember that. Yeah, that happens all the time.
Yeah, it's stupid. Um,
It's really about a balance. I mean it's a balance between like
yeah,
YouTube as a job and a hobby,
hmm,
and I don't know. A lot of people who, especially people who don't create content, don't really know that.
yeah. Um, is there anything left you want to accomplish in Geom Chess? Like, do you want to get a rated level? Because I'm willing to bet as much as you've created, I'm gonna guess you do.
I remember I don't know, because like there was like I think I showed you a while back. Oh wait, no, I didn't show you because my Twitter got suspended.
Oh,
But I made, yeah, I'll send you the clip so maybe you can like put it on screen right now. But I made like some like random like art thing. It was like, I think it was like a coastline, and I wanted to turn that into like, I wanted to make like a 10-minute level. Each section is going to be like dragged out to like 30 seconds, because like I feel like levels nowadays are just way too fast paced. But I wanted to make a level that was about like exploring the ocean, and the further into the level you go, the deeper down you go. So like most of it's gonna be like pitch black. And it's just gonna be a bunch of like scary ocean creatures and stuff.
honestly, that's
So
not
that
that
was,
bad of an idea. I actually kind of like that.
yeah, and the song was gonna be "Sinking Feeling" by Waterflame, because that was just gonna be like, that would just perfectly set the atmosphere, I feel. But
I
I've been too lazy.
I
I've been too
honestly
lazy
thought
to work on it.
I honestly thought I honestly thought you were gonna say you picked that song because you see, sinking feeling works because you're sinking into the ocean.
Oh, that's
Ah,
part of it. That is part of it. I'm not gonna lie, but it I think it really sets the atmosphere. And I don't know. I have a lot of ideas for it, but I'm just way too lazy to get into the editor and work on it, because the editor is like the least user friendly thing ever.
hmm, I've seen worse. Like, dude, have you seen After Effects? After Effects is so stupid. Like, okay,
What are you
many
talking about?
After Effects. You know After Effects?
Oh no, I meant like, what are you talking about it being like hard?
Um,
I find it way easier
okay, you
than
see,
the level
for
editor.
me, um, for whatever reason, I'm not sure if my version is bugged or what, but for whatever reason, like, there was this one filter I was using. It was like a tiling filter that lets you like rep a tile, so you could like tile something and move around the screen.
Oh
And I
yeah,
was using
I've used
that.
that before.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it worked fine the first time I opened the program. Next time I opened it, it would crash every single time I tried to use the freaking filter. So I could not load the file that had the filter in it because every time I tried, it would crash. So I could not use the filter anymore. And the
Is
other
your
part,
computer? Oh, sorry. Is your computer just not very powerful?
oh no, my
Because
computer's
mine is.
no, my computer's pretty powerful. Like I think it could definitely handle it. It's just for some reason my After Effects is broken. And I think it just doesn't export as an MP4. It doesn't let you. The best you can do is MOV, which takes up like freaking gigantic amount of space. So remember for the
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah. I feel you.
so
Like
for the
all my like After Effects exports are like 2 GB.
okay, so for me, this podcast use I make in After Effects because I in order to do the equalizer effect. You see, the last episode I did with Juniper, I had to split it in two, export half of it onto my computer and the other half onto an external hard drive because it was so big it would not fit on either of them. And then I had to
Wait.
combine them into Premiere Pro, and then export as an MP4, and then upload to YouTube. So it didn't take 5 years to upload.
You can incorporate After Effects projects into Premiere.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah, you can. Problem is, for some reason, it doesn't let me. I don't know why.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's weird. I did that for like the smaller things. I'm sure it'll work for an equalizer. But if it like I remember I like rendered this like 3D like background. And it was based on like one of the real backgrounds in GD. And that was in my latest video.
I haven't seen that yet. I probably should watch that actually.
Oh, it's by far my best. It has my best editing. I spent like about 100 hours total making it. It's easily my best video.
Yeah, I remember. Actually, I remember. Do you remember? I remember back when when you were working on the 1.0 style video. I read through your script and gave you thoughts on it. If you remember that.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. And honestly, helping people, that's okay. There's been a lot of times where I'll bring up like, oh, if you can commission me to edit for you, or oh, if you wanna collab, it's fine. You could just talk to me. Like, the reason I don't is because oh, I want attention. It's generally because I enjoy working with people. I enjoy doing collaborations. It's just fun because it's like I like helping people. That's pretty much why I like entertaining people because by entertaining someone, you're helping them make their day better. And I don't know, it's just something I like to do, and it's a shame because I've only ever done one collaboration video, like a video where like I did because I don't consider reading over a script the same as like doing voice work for a video and like editing parts of the script and like getting footage or something like. But like,
Oh yeah, I totally understand
yeah,
that.
actually, never mind. I've only done it once. Okay, I did it. Okay, a lot of people don't know this, but back years ago, this is actually the reason I made my Twitter was to do this video. I voiced a character in one of Bad Boy Halo's videos. You know Bad Boy Halo?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard of him before.
yeah.
I watched like Dreams like videos. I don't watch his streams, but just his videos.
This is back way before Dream even existed. He did a series called Ban Appeals where he would just read off stupid ban appeals. I voiced one of the characters in his second to last episode. And that was the reason,
That's cool.
that was the main reason I made my Twitter was so I could talk to him through there and do that stuff. And then
Oh, that's awesome.
I collaborated with Unknown on one of his minimum inputs videos, Clutterfunk's my favorite level. I helped you with your script, and I know with one of Colin's videos, it was I think it's one of his most recent ones. I forgot exactly what it was called, but it was like stuff you shouldn't do in the editor or something, and you had to like he brought up like, oh, you should use you should outline where S blocks are, and don't launch people into the air at the beginning of ship parts, stuff like that. I helped him with footage because I remember he asked me to record footage of Future Funk, and I did that. And I also recorded footage of The Furious for him. And see, I just enjoy doing stuff like that. I wish people would collaborate more. That's something I feel like this community doesn't have enough of. Like
Oh yeah.
collaborations are fun. Like not even like just for people doing it, but for people watching because it also like it helps each other because guess what? Like whenever Nepesta and Technical like make a video together, like when they did for like Congregation or the co-op mode of Demon Roulette. Not only does it just is it fun for them, but also it brings to like if a technical if a technical viewer sees that video, like, oh, who's this Nepesta guy? Let's just assume they don't know who Nepesta is. Oh, Nepesta, heck, I should check this guy out, and vice versa. It's cross promotion. It's fun for everyone involved. It's a good video. It's just good all around. I wish people would do it more.
Yeah, and I feel like the concept as well. Like I feel like the key, like there's a Keynos, and all they're really doing now is just like joining each other's voice chats. Like that's all they've been doing. Like I feel like they could. There's so much like untapped potential with the Keynos as well.
I mean, that's fair. I feel it was more just
And
like a friend group, which is exactly what they are. They are just a friend group. They're not like uh but even then, like I feel like friends should do stuff together, like
yeah, I mean they're so public about it
yeah.
though.
I
That's the
know.
thing.
I mean then still like, even if they're private friends, it makes sense to like do stuff together, like yeah. Um
Yeah, definitely.
um
And I mean, and with what you were saying as well, like I totally understand the whole collaboration. Like he said, even comparing yourself to Doggy, like Doggy does it like purely for passion. I don't think he gets paid for like editing or
yeah, I
anything.
know, like it's because here's like I always compare myself to Doggy because like uh I'm not sure. I hope I don't get kicked out for this, but in like the Junie supporter, because not Junie supporter, in the Junie editor server, because the Junie per editor server, um, we've talked like all the editors are telling me like, dude, you edit so fast. Which honestly, compared to them, yeah, I do. I literally edited like 5 separate videos for Juniper in the span of a month. While like, not to throw Dasher under the bus, but like he was given an Among Us video like months ago, and he's still working on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like an inside joke in the frickin' in the server because like he's still working on it. He just has never finished it. He's still working on it, which is funny. But like I wish myself the Doggy then because it's like, well, Doggy, I don't know how the hell he does it. Like even if you did it specifically because of passion, like how the hell do you edit like over a week's worth of streams into a less than 20-minute long video in like 2 days? How is that possible?
And like and if we're talking like just like his editing speed, like he's still like pretty normal speed. Like he watches like all the streams and stuff. He just has a lot of time on his hands.
Yeah, I don't understand how the hell he does it. But
And then he has his own career as well with like just playing the game. He's
yeah,
like one of the best players already.
yeah, and he edits it for his own channel, which is I don't know how he does it. I don't understand. I really
It's
don't
it's
understand.
insane.
Yeah. Um. Let's see. Yeah. Is there? Do you have any future plans? Like, are you planning on continuing your channel, or are you planning on moving on to something else, or like, are you planning on moving on to just music making, for instance?
Huh, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I'm not sure where I want to just in general where I want to see myself in like a few years as well. Um, huh. I mean the next video I want to make is gonna be about how I got big on TikTok because I'm at like 280K followers now. So I'm definitely gonna talk about that.
Damn, I should.
Um,
Damn, I should make a TikTok then. Who knows?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Maybe that'd bring my channel back up.
Oh yeah, totally. I want to encourage people to like do GD on TikTok. I think that would be very beneficial to the game, and I don't want to go too much into detail now, but like I think it's very beneficial. Uh, and I feel like the community hasn't been very accessible either. So that I feel like that's a huge thing. I want to continue creating once I'm motivated. I feel like a big thing right now is just figuring out what motivates me.
Yeah.
Um, I think part of it's just I'm a very self-motivated person. I don't make videos because other people want me to make videos. Like I internally, uh, I don't know,
Yeah.
need to find motivation myself.
Yeah, exactly for me. Like
That's a
for
huge problem.
like right now, I literally yesterday started working on a video because I had just played the new Bob and Bosip mod, the expansion. It's by the way, you should play if you haven't. It,
What is it?
Bob and Bosip, a more ultras mod. Um, I don't
Oh,
want to.
Friday Night Funkin'.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but it is the I. I'm not gonna say anything. Just it is the like week 3 is the weirdest fucking thing ever, but a good
Oh,
weird.
really?
It's a good
Oh, I
weird.
might check it out.
Yeah,
I might check it out because
yeah,
like I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Friday Night Funkin'. I'm not a fan of like I guess it's the rhythm game aspect I'm not a fan of. But if it has a good story,
yeah.
like I may
It's
as
a
well play
funny
it.
story, but for me, I played that and I just thought the first thing I thought was, I should make a video reviewing this. It wasn't because I was like, oh yeah, I should review it because I review things. No, it's because I think I'd enjoy reviewing this, and so far I have. So yeah, in fact, expect that. That's definitely gonna be out before this. I'm gonna prioritize that over this. Watch that video if you haven't. Self
Yeah.
promotion for the win.
I mean,
Uh,
it sucks because like I'm into like like a lot of rhythm games in general. Like I play a lot of Beat Saber, as we talked about
mhm.
earlier. I got extremely close to beating Seiten no Teriyaki on Expert Plus, if you know what that is.
I have no idea what that is. I've never been in the custom level section because I have no access to it. I'm on
Oh
Oculus.
yeah, oh
And
yeah. Look it up. Oh, it's oh Quest, you mean?
yeah, I am on Quest. Yeah, Oculus Quest. And
Oh yeah, it's harder to download mods, but I know it's like I know it's
possible?
possible. Just yeah, just look it up. Like I'll send you the Discord after this. They have like everything you need to know about
Yeah,
modding.
I know. Also the problem is just simply they still haven't updated to the newest DLC. So all the stuff on like the whatever it's called, interstellar thing, whatever, I forgot exactly what it was called, but
Interscope,
yeah.
Interscope.
You see, I bought like two of those songs. If I wanted to mod it, I'd lose access to those songs. And one of those songs happened to be my favorite song in the game, like just to play. So I've literally just been waiting for them to update it, and they still haven't. So
Yeah, and part of it's just that there are like so many platforms. Like I remember when multiplayer came out, it did not come out. It came out like way later for PSVR, and even then, multiplayer is not cross platform. Like Oculus is different to Quest, which is different to Steam VR, which is different to PSVR, which is different to Vive, and
yeah,
which is different to Valve. Like they're
which
all just completely different.
I personally don't really understand that because like multiplayer works perfectly fine on VR chat and Rec Room and
Yeah,
like a bunch of other multiplayer games. So why not Beat Saber? Come on,
it's so
that's
dumb.
literally like the one game I want to play with friends, but I never can because they're always on Steam, and I'm
Oh,
an
oh
Oculus
wait.
player. Like
Oh,
they,
you're on. I'll use a Quest. Yeah, we
yeah,
can't. I mean, I was gonna ask if you wanted to play, but I
yeah,
can't because
yeah.
I use a Rift S.
I think that could work. I think that could work if
No, no.
no, because
Quest and Rift S aren't compatible, I think.
no, because they're both under Oculus, so I think that'd work. Um,
Okay. What's your hardest pass?
uh, I've beaten a couple expert pluses. I think my hardest right now, uh, I don't know actually. I will say I've been getting progress on exit this Earth's atmosphere on expert plus.
Oh yeah.
I got to the build up to the second drop, and I died right before the drop. So
Oh yeah.
I haven't I
The
haven't
streams are tough.
yeah I haven't played it in a while
If
though.
you
I haven't
if
really
you
been able
didn't
to.
know, if any of you don't know, it is like 16th note streams. So you have to like swing really quickly and
Yeah,
keep time, which I find really difficult.
yeah. I don't know how the hell I was able to do all that. I just freaking like genuinely like I would watch back video like because I would record myself playing it. Obviously, I would watch back footage. And I'd be like, how the fuck am I doing this? Because
Yeah.
like I can't if I were to just do it right now, seeing my hands, I can't do it. Like I can't do the motions. I can't move that fast. But when I'm in the game, just somehow my brain's like, oh yeah, you can move that fast, and I can't.
Yeah. My hardest pass is True Hero by Kobario. I believe it's on Expert Plus. If anyone's interested, you can check that out. Uh, it's not recorded. You just have to take my word. But yeah, I beat that.
Take your word. Yeah, that's something you should tell the G community, aka the community that takes literally every claim with a grain of salt. Oh,
Not true.
you're trans? Are you sure you're not looking for attention, mister? Like, dude, come
Oh my
on. They're just
god.
saying they're trans. Chill
Yeah.
out.
Oh my god.
Uh,
So annoying.
yeah.
Like people just need to realize it's just we're getting into controversial territory, but it's part of your identity. There's nothing you
I'm,
can change about it.
I'm not even talking just that. I'm talking in general. Like, people, I feel like at this point are literally not even on the internet, but in general, because I've heard stories like how I remember seeing this one thing on Twitter where freaking it was trending and people were like, "Oh, ever since restaurants reopened to the public, people for some reason forgot how to be human." And like they're talking about how like, "Oh yeah, they are being extremely rude for literally no reason and being pains in the asses." And I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds about right."
I think with like GD in specific, like specifically,
It's worse. Yeah.
um if you look at the GD records, you need to have clicks in your recording and you need to show your FPS.
But you
Like
do?
people need to know what your uh oh, not show your FPS, but like know they need to know what your FPS is in order to get in order to get verified.
Okay.
Because if the FPS is 301, you're not going to get on the
Yeah,
demon
I know.
list.
Which
It's so dumb.
I find that so. I don't know. It's weird. I don't really know, but yeah. That I feel like I should probably wrap this up before it goes on for another hour. Because honestly, we could talk for like another hour, but
Oh yeah, how long has it been?
an hour 18 minutes.
Hour 18. That's a good time. We can
Yeah,
wrap it up now.
yeah. So yeah. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening to this episode. Check out Flaaroni's channel in the
Yes,
description.
check out my channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I'll see you next time. See ya.
All right. See ya.
Yeah.